Hi, everybody. I was just doing a little walk, trying to exercise, and I started listening to one of the recent Rubin Report, Dave Rubin show, and he was criticizing Sam Harris and doing so in one of several ways, talking about many of the apparently illogical positions that Sam has taken. And then he referenced, I didn't know this until I listened to Rubin's show, he referenced an interaction between Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan on Joe's show, wherein they also alluded to Sam's uh, recent positions. Uh, Also, Elon Musk has gotten into a beef with Sam where he tweeted something to the effect of, there is such a thing as too much meditating. And Bret Weinstein also did a short clip where he was critiquing some of Sam's positions. Now, why am I mentioning all this? It's not because, I need, powerful allies to be able to stand in the back of the room and say, I told you so. But one of the perhaps qualities that I have, maybe it's a curse, is that I don't modulate my authenticity whenever I decide that truth is being attacked. In other words, and even in Sam's case, I was very careful for many years to hold my tongue precisely because I knew him. And yes, we weren't the closest of friends. Yes, we only had dinner once together and, communicated a few times. I've been on a show. So it's not as though we were the deepest of friends, but I knew him personally. I liked him. I respected a lot of his early work. And so I was very conflicted as to whether I want to criticize him or not. And so I started going after him before any of the other cool kids started doing it. But now people feel emboldened that it's okay, it's safe, it's no longer, problematic to go after him. And I'm not saying that, they all did it because I did it first, but it certainly is a dynamic that I often see whereby, I'm simply completely unmodulated in my authenticity. I just tell it like it is, straightforward. So when Sam became impossible to ignore, I started critiquing his positions. I don't know Bill Nye personally, but there was a time when I used to go after Bill Nye incessantly, not because I was going after Bill Nye as a person because I don't like Bill Nye because it's something personal, but because the nonsense he was spewing was pissing me off. I did something similar with the faux bullshitter Yuval Hariri. I can't stand that guy. I can't smell him. I can't imagine his existence. Just a complete peddler of shite. So in each of these now, again, from a purely diplomatic way, it'd be a lot easier to, be pragmatic, be a careerist. Hey, you never know. Maybe Yuval Hariri can invite me to Davos. Hey, maybe I can benefit from not attacking Sam. He can invite me to the cool kids party in Malibu. No, I walk tall. I don't care. Now, in most cases, 99.9% of the time, that authenticity, that truthfulness, that honesty has served me well. In some cases, it comes back to bite me because I wasn't diplomatic enough, I wasn't pragmatic enough to hold my tongue. So be it. So what you're seeing now is a growing number of people coming after Sam because it's simply impossible to ignore many of the positions that he's taken. And again, he's got a very, very path, forgive me for saying it in such a way, like in a religious way, a path to redemption. Show some epistemic humility. Show some contriteness. Say, I think in retrospect, I was wrong about saying that, presumption of innocence doesn't apply for Brett Kavanaugh. It was probably wrong to argue that, journalistic ethics don't apply when it comes to Hunter Biden laptop because, Orange Himmler. I was probably wrong when I said, yes, of course I love freedom of speech and I support it, but surely not for Donald Trump. And so, yes, go Jack Dorsey. Thank you for canceling his Donald Trump's account. You could come back and then guess what? People would be so accepting of your position. Say, my God, this guy has humility. He was wrong, but no. In Arabic, there's a term, right? Someone who exhibit wa'hana, right? No way, not me, right? Nasnas in Arabic, you say. Some of you who speak Arabic, you might understand it. That's exactly what he exhibits. And that triggers my ire. It upsets me. It upsets me not because of the person, but because you should be better than that. If you are truly operating in the intellectual landscape, then you always have to be a truth merchant, right? Sometimes you might be wrong. Hopefully, most of the times you're right, but you own up to your mistakes and you move on. And so what this guy has done is he has burnt many bridges with many people who otherwise would be, his supporters, his allies, because again, on countless positions, many of the folks in these circles would agree with Sam on many of these positions. But he has taken so many irrational positions on so many diverse topics precisely because, look at this book, The Parasitic Mind, because he has been completely and utterly parasitized by a bunch of tribal parasites that he's unable, notwithstanding all of his waking up with Sam Harris, Malibu meditator, notwithstanding all of his meditation, he's unable to extricate the ideological brainworms that are eating away at his brain. And each of these interactions, Elon Musk, Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, Dave Rubin, Bret Weinstein, yours truly, we come from many different perspectives. We have many different sets of, positions, and yet we all seem to be exhibiting some convergent validity when it comes to the Malibu meditator. So maybe the meditator needs to go into a retreat and look within and see whether any of us might be espousing any veridical positions, or whether we are all complete, utter cretinous morons, and of course, he is the correct one. Epistemic humility, kids. Learn it, be it. Cheers, everybody.